Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Cleopatra and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I really hope you're going to enjoy what you're going to watch. If you're a returning subscriber, hi, it is so great to see you. It's so great to have you back on my channel. But if you're new to this channel, hi, I really hope you're going to enjoy what you are going to watch. I also hope you click that subscribe button and stick around and watch some more of my videos. All of my socials will be linked down below. My Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter will all be linked down below. You can go follow me, I'll go follow you back. We can become friends if you'd like. But if you can tell from today's video, I decided that I'd share some fun things that you guys can do when you're bored, because I'm pretty sure we can all relate. Sitting inside your house and having to sit inside your house for the next, I don't know, maybe like 2-3 weeks is probably not the most appealing idea. And I don't know, I'm personally a homebody, but now that I have to stay at home, I kind of just want to go out and do things. And I understand where you're coming from. It can get really boring at home, so I decided that I'd share some productive and some fun things that you can do at home so you can pass the time and at least do something efficient with your time. So I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. And if you're wondering why why the walls in my rooms are so blank, it's because I'm currently in the process of redecorating my room, which I am so excited for. And I can't wait. I want to get some like LED lights and tapestries and whatever to like decorate my room. I haven't really like solidified anything yet, but I'm just so excited to decorate my room, and I'm definitely going to bring you guys along the process. But that's not what today's video is about. Let's get started. Okay, so I basically have a list of things that I've written down on my phone, and usually if you've watched my videos before, whenever I do videos where I list things off, I like to read them off on my phone because it's super convenient and I can just add ideas on my phone as I go. But the first thing that you can do if you don't have anything to do at home, like if you don't want to do homework, or if you've already done your homework, or you know, you just want to do something other than homework, is pray. You can catch up on Bible studying. You could even catch up on praying. You could write your own prayer. You could pray for this world, because our world needs all the prayers that it can get, all the prayers that it can receive. And you know, just pray for people who are in need, or just pray for anyone you like, you know. The next thing you can do is find some new music. I have been on Spotify lately, and let me just say, I found some amazing songs, and I'm super excited to do a playlist video, which is definitely going to be coming really soon. But finding new music on Spotify is the best. Sometimes some of the playlists that Spotify recommends you are so good. Okay, so the next thing you can do is clean out your email and just declutter your email, because you know, when you open up your phone and you look at like your Gmail or whatever like app you choose to use for your email, and there's a number beside it and it says 300 something, or it's like in the 1000s or like in the 500 range. You and I both know you do not have 5,000 friends. Like, you and I both know you do not have 500 friends who are trying to email you at once. It's all the junk and spam email that all these random companies are sending you. So instead of just leaving it there, take the time to just declutter it and just get rid of it. It just feels so nice and so, I don't know, therapeutic, I guess you could say. And it's not necessarily something that you would think to do, but once you do it, trust me, it feels so amazing. And you can also unsubscribe to a bunch of companies that you don't really, I don't know, purchase products or items from. And that way your email can be more managed. So if you actually get an important email, you won't miss it. The next thing that I figured out, I didn't even know this was a thing. I figured this out actually on TikTok. So apparently there's this thing called a Netflix party, where you can watch Netflix with your friends, but also be able to text them at the exact same time. I personally haven't tried it, and I think it's safe to say a majority of my friends have Netflix. So this is definitely something that I want to try, because it sounds like a lot of fun, you know? Another thing you can do with your spare time is clean your room. I'm a student. I go to school 5 days a week, and sometimes it can be really hard to maintain your bedroom and to keep your room clean. So since you're not going to be going to school for a while, it wouldn't hurt to declutter your room and clean up your room. Your closet needs some love. Under your bed, there's probably things growing under there, and things under there that probably shouldn't be under there. That pair of socks that you were looking for, they're probably under your bed. That cute t-shirt that you wore once and never found again, maybe it's in your sister's closet, but it's probably under your bed. So take the time to just clean, you know? It's therapeutic. You'll feel a lot more put together and more organized, and you will thank me later because your mom won't be yelling at you because your room is dirty. Another thing you can do is to learn a new language. I don't know, just being able to like speak multiple languages is extremely cool. Like, my mom knows how to speak six different languages. It's crazy, 6 different languages. And a few languages that I would personally really love to learn are French, and maybe, I don't know, maybe Mandarin. I'm not exactly sure, but French is definitely one that I really want to learn because my mom knows how to speak French and I know how to understand some French. So I mean, like, if I just apply myself and I work a little harder, maybe I'd be able to actually learn the language, but that's definitely something that I want to work on. Another thing you could do is to create a workout routine or just create your own at-home workout routine. With you being at home and not being able to go anywhere, this is definitely not an excuse for you to be lazy. Like, you don't need to go to the gym to exercise, and I love it how I'm telling people this, and yet sometimes I don't even take this advice, but it's definitely something that I'm working on. But there are so many exercises out there and exercise videos on YouTube where you can do at-home workouts so you can get yourself toned, or if you just want to do it to incorporate it as part of your lifestyle to be a little healthier, it's definitely something that you can do. And you can even find some simple exercises that you can do in your room just to help stay in shape and to just keep your health. Another thing that you could do, which I found this is like really cool, I heard this from another YouTuber, her name is Annie Long, and she said this in her video, but she said to write a future letter to your kids or just a future letter to yourself, which would be extremely cool because the way that you are, like your personality and the way that you think right now, currently in this current moment, is definitely not going to be the same way that you think a day from now or even a week from now, let alone like 15, 20 years from now. That is extremely crazy. So just being able to write a letter to yourself and just putting it away and not opening it till maybe like 10 or 20 years down the road would be so cool, and I feel like that'd be extremely cool to do. And even if you did want to write a letter to your future kids, that would be so cool, so then they can like read it when they like grow up. Or you could even write a letter to your future kids about what's happening currently right now. Just being able to read it in a few years to come would be extremely cool, so you should definitely try that. Another thing that you can do is read books. Reading is so amazing, and if any of my friends know me, I love reading. Like, once I found a book that I am interested in, I am invested. Like, I no longer care about social media, I no longer care about Netflix, YouTube. Who is she? Never heard of her. But once I find a book, I'm just solely invested in it, and reading is just so much fun, and also it expands your vocabulary and you become even smarter, which is what I heard from reading. And especially since you don't have especially since you won't be going to school for a while, it's really nice for you to just, I don't know, pick up a book and read. And even if you're not physically able to go out to your library to go pick up a book, there are so many online resources that you could use to find books. The main one being Audible. You can always try a 30-day free trial and find some books on there that you really like. Listen to an audiobook. You can even listen to an audiobook while you're cooking, when you're, I don't know, sitting in your bed, when you're, I don't know, exercising. Like, honestly, like, the possibilities are endless. And just pick up a book, read something, because once you've read one good book, you'll want to find another one and another one and another one. It's just an ongoing chain, and it's just amazing. It honestly is. Another thing that you can do is to paint or color, especially in the time that we are in right now. It's definitely understandable that people are under a bunch of stress and people feel stress, and there's just a lot of stress going around. So trying something like coloring is extremely therapeutic, and it really does help the mind because it allows your mind to just calm down and just, you know, I don't really know the scientifics behind it, but all I know is coloring is really good. I went and I talked to the psychologist at my school, and she highly recommended coloring because I had a lot of anxiety at the time and I was super stressed, and it really does help. Coloring really does help. So you can even pick up a local coloring book at your local dollar store, or you can even print out some sheets off of Instagram. You can even print out some sheets off of Google and just color them at home. You could even try painting too. That's super fun. You could even try following like a Bob Ross tutorial and just paint, because I feel like his videos are just so calm and, like, you know, so zen. So I feel like that'd be very enjoying and entertaining, you know? Now I have a few things that I quickly want to mention about school, and for all you students out there who are at home, I definitely understand the stress that you are feeling right now. I'm personally a senior in high school, and for all my seniors out there, class of 2020, I know how you feel right now. It sucks that, like, you can't go to school and you can't see your friends anymore, and it sucks that your senior prom probably isn't gonna happen anymore, and it sucks that you probably might not even be able to walk the stage. I know I know the pain that you're feeling. I feel it too, but in the grand scheme of things, I feel like everything that has been done to an extent by, like, the government is done in the best interest. And in the grand scheme of things, when I was complaining about how, like, oh, I won't be able to, like, walk the stage and I won't be able to, like, to my senior prom, like, it's not really that big of a deal in my opinion, because there are bigger things and bigger issues out there. Like, the NBA season was canceled, the hockey season was canceled, so many concerts are canceled, Disneyland is shut down. There are people who are literally dying from this disease, and instead of just sitting here having my own pity party, it's really nice to look at the grand scheme of things and realize that what they did was for the best. And even though it kind of didn't benefit me in a way, it's helping other people. And yeah, it's kind of just a little hard thing to accept, but it's definitely something to like remember. But that's going to tie into another point that I'm going to talk to you later in this video. But the first thing that I wanted to talk about for school wise is to set goals. I know it's not easy to go from sitting in a class and having structured classes and then just being thrown into online school, because there was actually no transition. It's like one day you're in structured classes and the next, oh yeah, I'm doing online school. I understand it's extremely hard, and it's hard to motivate yourself to do work and to just work at home, because for some people for some people their home isn't a safe place. For some people your room isn't the most it's not the place where you are most productive, and I definitely feel that way. I'm not necessarily that productive in my room when it comes to schoolwork. I'm more so productive at the library, but I can't really go to the library right now, so I kind of have to improvise. So I feel like setting goals is something that you can really do that can help you, and try to set smart goals and reasonable goals. So personally for me, since I have to do online school now, one of my main goals is to finish all of my coursework and to stay on pace, so even if I do happen to go back to school, I won't be behind. But even if I don't, I'll be able to graduate and get my high school diploma, because you know that's kind of important. So make sure you set goals. Another thing that you can do is to reward yourself when you're studying. School is hard to begin with, and with the added stress and pressure of what's going on in our world right now, I understand where you're coming from. The anxiety levels are really high, the stress levels are really high. So when you work hard and you've spent hours doing your schoolwork, reward yourself. Take a break, eat some ice cream, watch a Netflix TV show. Just take some time to reward yourself for the hard work that you put yourself through, you know? Another thing that ties into the setting goals, I guess you could say, is create a study plan and try to create a schedule for when you're going to wake up, and like hourly try to like write down what you want to do and things you want to accomplish that day, so each and every day you wake up you can actually be productive and get something done. And I recommend doing the schedule for the next day the night before. So today it's Wednesday, so before I go to sleep I create my schedule for Thursday, so when I wake up my schedule is already ready and I can just get started with my day. So my next 2 points are: have a positive support group and be grateful for what you have. Like, I cannot stress this enough. In the time period that we are right now, I definitely understand where people are coming from. I understand that you feel panic. I understand that you're stressed. I understand that you're anxious. You have so many questions. You're probably mad. You're upset. You feel like things are being taken away from you, and I get where you're coming from. But I feel like in the grand scheme of things, we have to constantly remember to just stay positive and to not allow bad things to get to us. And I know that sounds extremely cheesy, but in my opinion, I feel like we all know life is gonna be hard. Like, life is not gonna be easy. This is not gonna, like, life was never meant to be a walk in the park, and bad things are always gonna happen to you. But I feel like what makes everyone different in life is the way you choose to react to your bad things. Because if you want to sit in the corner and cry and have a pity party, I mean, you can do that if you want. Or instead of doing that, you can evaluate the situation that you're in and find a way to positively react to it and find something good that can come out of that situation. And especially with what's going on in our society and with the world today, it's so hard to fall into a deep dark hole of darkness. But I really stress that it is super important for you to try to stay positive and make a list of things that you're grateful for. Even though this year might not have started the way you wanted it to, and even though it feels like you are being deprived of something that you deserve, still try your best to be grateful. I know maybe you didn't get the senior prom that you wanted, or you're not going to even get your senior prom. Maybe you might not even be able to walk the stage. Maybe you had a concert that you saved up and buy tickets for, and you're not going to be able to go to that. I understand where you're coming from, but there are so many other things to be grateful for. You should be grateful for the fact that you're alive. You have a roof over your head. You actually have a home. You have a bed. You have electricity. You have Wi-Fi. You have an electronic device that you can use to communicate with your friends and still keep in touch with your friends. This isn't the 1800s where you had to write a letter to your friend and wait, I don't know, how many days to hear back from them. We live in a day and age where if something happens in this world, we can communicate with one another and inform and contact people within minutes. Like, when I went home on Friday, Saturday passed, and when it was Sunday, at 6 p.m., the school board released an issue that we weren't going to be going to school for a while. And literally by the time it was 7, everyone in my area knew what was going on. And the fact that we live in a day and age where we have that kind of technology is amazing, because if what is happening right now in our current society happened maybe 150 years ago, it would have been a completely different story. We probably wouldn't have been technologically advanced enough to have created a vaccine to combat this disease as quickly as we have already. And even though they don't have a finalized vaccine, at least they are coming up with one, and at least that they have developed one and they're testing it on people. And at least we have the chance to pursue our education, because as I said before, this had happened 150 years ago. I probably wouldn't have even been able to get an education because of my gender and because of my race, and I wouldn't have even been able to pursue an education. Why? Because we probably wouldn't have had Wi-Fi, and we probably wouldn't have had 150 years ago, we didn't have Wi-Fi, we didn't have Google Classroom, never heard of her. She never existed. It was never a thing. And the fact that even though you might not be able to physically go to school and see your friends and your teachers, at least you still have the option and the opportunity to continue to pursue your education and actually get an education. So as I said before, in this dark time, it is so hard to kind of find the light and the joy in life. But try your best, because there are so many things that you should be grateful for, and there are so many other people in this world who may not be in the position that you are today. So just continue to try to spread just continue to try to spread gratitude and just happiness throughout your social media platforms. So yeah. Okay, so the last point I wanted to leave off on, and I kind of wanted to leave this off on a positive note, and it is that change is inevitable. We can't avoid change, and I feel like we should really appreciate it, because change allows us to be more appreciative of what we have in our life, and allows us to realize that life is such an amazing gift, and it's definitely something that we do take for granted a lot. And sometimes when something like this happens, I'm not saying it's a good thing it's happening, but I'm just saying that when something like this happens, it really does allow us to kind of just sit down, sit back, and kind of just observe life for what it is. And it allows us to realize that life is extremely precious, and when we constantly spend it and waste it through social media and Netflix and YouTube, it can really, it really affects us, and it really does affect our relationships. So yeah, don't look at change as a negative thing. Try to always find the good in every situation, and always try to keep a positive mindset. Okay, so that is it for today's video. I honestly don't know how long this video is, but whenever I talk, my videos tend to be extremely long. But I really hope that you're able to get something important out of this message, and I really hope that this was able to help somebody out there, and I hope that this was able to pull somebody out of a dark spot, I guess you could say, and just allow somebody to like sit down and kind of like realize something. But thank you guys so much for your love and support. I am praying for this world and everyone out there. I pray that your families may be happy, healthy, and safe, and I also pray that we may also find a way to combat this disease, so we can also return back to our everyday lives. But again, thank you guys so much for your love and support, and I'll see you guys in the next time. Bye!
Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on